Hi. So last week, I got some good feedback on the way I format these videos. The current format has the start and end date first, then the keycap or keyboard title, and then some photos showing off the product while listing off some information and the prices. While the format made sense in my head, and maybe to those who watch the whole video, this may not be true for those who skip around and use the timestamps included below. The timestamp aligns with the product name and not the dates, so for those who may be unfamiliar with this format and use the timestamps, it looks like I put the start and end date at the end rather than the beginning. To avoid this confusion, I'll be putting the title and the dates on the same slide, so that this won't happen again. It'll also shave off some time off of the video, so it can be even more compact for those of you who use the video as a resource in knowing which group buys are currently going on. I'm really grateful to those of you who watch the video and leave feedback so I can improve. Without further ado, ePBT Kuro Shiro is a popular black on white set with hiragana sublegends designed by Gok, who is also the designer of the 7V. This is the third round of ePBT Kuro Shiro, which just shows how popular this set is. Like most ePBT sets, ePBT Kuro Shiro will be made of PBT plastic in the cherry profile, but what's different is the fact that the base kit does not include mods, because you can choose between icon mods or JP mods, which are essentially Japanese text mods. I usually prefer icon mods when buying keycap sets, but for this set I did go with the JP mods. There is a 40s kit for this group buy, but unfortunately, due to the way that the keys are split up, you have to buy the base kit, one of the mod kits, the 40s kit, and the spacebar kit, which would come out to be $142, which really sucks. 40% is still one of the rare layouts in the hobby, so it can be difficult to find support or proper kitting on a lot of keycap sets. Unfortunately, this set was not designed well in providing good 40% support, so I'd probably look elsewhere if that's your preferred layout. Another unfortunate thing is the fact that they didn't bring back the RAMA keycaps. I missed out on this group buy when I first joined the hobby due to hesitation, so I was really excited to see the announcement for this set. However, after the group buy opened, I soon realized that the RAMA keycaps aren't coming back, so I guess I won't be able to get my hands on those either. It's not a deal breaker by any means, but I do hope that they come back in a future round. For those of you who are looking for a black on white set and either like or don't mind Japanese sub-legends, I think this is a great set to buy as long as you aren't looking to fill a 40% board. Hopefully, the 40% kitting issue is solved in future runs, so that it won't require you to buy almost every kit and leave you with a ton of extra keys. GMK Shashin is a photography themed set with its name meaning photograph in Japanese. This set was supposed to run a lot earlier, but due to delays from GMK in providing a quote, it was pushed back until now. For me personally, I think that the set looks great and has some interesting novelties. Although I don't necessarily associate photography with Japan, if you do think about it, a lot of the major companies that produce cameras and other photography equipment are Japanese companies. The reasoning why the designer put hiragana sublegends kind of feels half-assed when you read it, but it is undeniable that Japan has had a profound impact on photography. GMK Shashin does offer a Latin base kit anyways, so if you don't like having sublegends, you can just buy the Latin base kit. I think that GMK Shashin looks really nice, but if you don't get novelties or metal artisans, it's not really worth it. It's true that GMK Shashin is not a standard white on black set, since it's actually made up of 3 different colors: black, white, and a dark gray. So if you specifically want a keycap set with this color combo, then there aren't that many options out there with a specific look. But if you're looking for a white on black set or sets with darker colors, you can definitely find them for cheaper prices. So I would not spend $135 if you're only planning on buying the hiragana or Latin base kit. GMK Pacific is a set that was inspired by the US Naval Aviation and the Pacific Theater of World War II. However, the designers also made sure to design their set so that everyone, not just Americans, could enjoy the set while still remaining true and paying homage to the original inspiration. I've seen some people accuse this set of looking too similar to GMK Rainy Day, but other than the fact that they use a very similar color for highlighting, the sets are pretty different in my opinion. Regardless, the designers of GMK Pacific did make sure to ask Owl, the designer of GMK Rainy Day, if their set was okay, and Owl gave a seal of approval and thought the sets are pretty different. I think that the colors they chose for the set looks good, and I also really like the novelties that were included for the set. There was some discussion about this kit in the Geek Hack, but I don't really know much about planes, much less the ones used in the Pacific Theater in World War II, so I won't comment about the historical accuracy of these keys. I just think that they look really nice. The Salvin keycap also looks super slick with a gradient design, and I think that it'd be a great addition if you choose to buy it. GMK Pacific also has a collaboration with Smith & Rune to release a GMK Pacific themed Iron 165. As of now, there really aren't that many details regarding this collaboration, other than the fact that it exists. But if you're interested, I would stay tuned and keep my eye out on Reddit or Geekhack and their associated Discord servers. GMK Stargaze is one of the prettiest sets I've seen. It's not a complicated set by any means, but the color combo just matches the theme so well. There are great alternate alphas that are being offered, but I prefer the blue alphas in the base kit by far. The novelties are also really well done, and I like the shooting star arrow keys that are included in the kit. GMK Stargaze also has 2 metal artisans that you can buy. The RAMA artisan is nice, but the Thok one is definitely the better metal artisan. The design matches the theme of the keyboard better and is one of the nicest metal artisans I've seen in the hobby. I didn't include the desk mats in the group buy portion of the video like always, but I really do like both designs. I honestly don't know which one is better because the POV design has better colors, but I prefer the design of the Dreamy Nights desk mat. There's also a collaboration with Wutra Studios, and there's a special edition Yaki 60 Aurora created for this keycap set. I won't go into the details regarding this keyboard because I've already covered other collaborations in other videos, but you can watch the videos from other creators who have reviewed the base model of the XT68 Aurora. I think the glow-in-the-dark back is super cool, and I would have definitely picked this keyboard up if I didn't already have the Mizu edition coming sometime soon. Even though I really like this set, I've been hesitating on whether I should join in on the group buy because there are too many keycaps that I'm currently considering right now. I suspect that I might cave in eventually, but even if I don't end up picking up the base kit, I will definitely buy the Metal Artisan and try to fit it with another keycap set. GMK Shadow is a set inspired by the Korean webtoon Solo Leveling. I really like the webtoon and I think the art looks amazing, but I have to wonder how this set got approved because I thought that GMK was avoiding sets that had potentially copyrighted material. Overall, the set looks nice with the dark alphas with blue legends and red keys as accents. I agree with some people on the Geek Hack that these colors are the most representative of the character, and purple would work better in my opinion, but the blue and red does also make sense. There are 2 base kits available, one with Hangul sub-legends and one without. I personally think that the Hangul sub-legends are fine and make a lot of sense considering the inspiration, but it does come at a cost. The novelties are also really well designed and I think they look super cool. The biggest issue that I have with this set is the price. The Latin base kit costs $145 and the Hangul base kit costs $155, which is a lot to ask for. It's probably due to the fact that this set is being run on Kono, but it does make me worried that the set won't hit MOQ. This seems to be a common issue with Kono sets where the base kits are priced poorly, which does hurt its sales. Even though I do like the colors and the novelties, I probably won't be joining on this group buy. Best of luck to the designer and those who join in the group buy, but there has been a decent amount of cancelled sets recently, so I really hope this won't become one of them. GMK Bingsu is back again for another round for those of you who missed out on the initial group buy. Bingsu is a Korean dessert where different toppings are placed on top of some shaved ice. Red beans are a super popular topping for Bingsu, so that's why the set uses the dark red-purple color. To a lot of people who aren't Asian, it might seem weird that the beans are used in sweets rather than savory dishes, but it's actually super common in Asian countries. If you haven't ever tried some Asian desserts, I think that shaved ice is actually a pretty good introduction, especially in the summer. Just try to go with an open mind, and maybe you'll find that you'll actually really enjoy it. Anyways, back to the set, I think that the colorway actually works really well. The 2 main colors chosen really represent the color of red beans, and I think that the white escape key and enter keys are a really nice touch. There has been some minor kitting changes between R1 and R2 in the various kits, but for the most part, prices have gone down, and for the kits where the prices have gone up, it seems like a couple more keys were added. This time around, a novelties kit was added that will provide more customization, but I wish that there were some novelties for the enter key or shift key, rather than just all 1U size novelties. It's not really that big of a deal, and I think that the couple designs look really cute. It's not necessarily a must buy, but I do highly recommend picking it up if you join in on the group buy. There's a mod set this time around with the alpha key color, so you can create a monotone set if you wanted to, and they've added an international kit for those of you who need those special keys. There's also a row 5 kit, which I haven't really seen in most group buys, but it's supposed to apparently help with differentiating between the last 2 rows for keycaps, since R5 keys are taller. I think that this set is really cool, and I'm strongly considering to joining in on the group buy. I did see some people grumbling about the delivery date, and that it's probably going to be delivered in 2023 rather than 2022. But do keep in mind that this set has been run before, so the color matching step of the process can be skipped in theory. I'm really glad to see that such a popular set was brought back for another run, and the fact that the prices are actually lower than the initial group buy. Keychron is one of the largest vendors in the hobby for selling in-stock boards. They're known for being MKBHD's keyboard of choice, and are a lot of people's gateway into the hobby. After Glorious released the GMK Pro, I guess that Keychron also wanted to get a piece of the more premium mechanical keyboard market, and announced the Keychron Q1, a 75% aluminum gasket mount board with a knob. Nevertheless, I'm pretty excited about this project, assuming that they can pull it off. Although there are ways to mod the GMK Pro to make it sound good, when it first came out, there were plenty of builds that did not sound great. It felt like Glorious just did some basic research, found all the popular buzzwords, and slapped a keyboard together in order to tap into the premium mechanical keyboard market. I really hope that Keychron is not following the same path, and is actually putting in the effort to make sure that the board feels and sounds good. Based on what I've read in the IC and their Facebook group, it does appear as if Keychron is being active in communicating with their community members and gathering feedback to make some changes. I think the biggest feature of this board is the fact that the barebones kit will cost $139, and the fully pre-built kit with double-shot ABS keycaps and switches will only cost $169. Compare this to the GMK Pro, which costs $170 for a bare bones kit, you can really tell that Keychron is going after Glorious and their premium mechanical keyboard. For those of you who already own some expensive mechanical keyboards, this probably isn't the board for you because you've already experienced the best there is that the hobby has to offer. But for those people who have yet to enter the hobby, usually due to high cost, I think that this has the potential to be a great entry-level board. The Space 80 is a new TKL board designed by Grace Studios, the same studio who created the Space 65. Even though they share the same name, they are quite different in design. Rather than having the badge be in the top left corner like the Space 65, the Space 80 has a badge in between the extra function keys and the arrow keys. Although it would have been cool to also see a top left badge on the Space 80, I think that this badge serves a better purpose, because otherwise there would just be open space. It also serves as branding and makes the board stand out compared to other TKL boards that leave the space empty. There are extra badges on sale that you can swap out if you want to have a bit more customization. Similar to the Space 65, there are a ton of places on the board that allow light to shine through. It's not the brightest board out there, but if you're a fan of seeing your board light up, the Space 80 is definitely a good option. Space 80 kits also include a Grace Studio branded screwdriver that looks pretty cool, and a tweezer that's included to let you test your PCB. Although these are nice inclusions, please don't feel compelled to spend your money on buying this board just so that you can get these extra tools. It's definitely not the most expensive TKL board out there, but it does cost $419 or $449 depending on which color you buy, which is a decent chunk of money. I am super tempted on joining in on this group buy, but I'm also looking at other TKLs that should be coming soon, one of which is the F284 from GeonWorks. The F284 is much more muted and less flashy, but I think it looks very classy and well designed. I did regret not joining in on the Space 65 group buy, so it's definitely possible that I end up cracking and picking up the board. However, at the moment, I don't really plan on doing so. Even though this keyboard does show up before the Space 80 in the group buy portion of the video, I actually did not plan on talking about this keyboard initially, so that's why I put it after the Space 80 in the My Thoughts section. The Matrix Me TKL is a keyboard that has a ton of different colorways, with 28 total colors. There are a ton of colorways I've yet to see on other boards, so if you're trying to find a keyboard to match one of the specific keycap set, you might just be able to find it with a Me TKL. Matrix Labs is known for the top mount boards, but the Me TKL uses what they call top gasket mount. It's explained more in depth in the IC page, and I highly recommend that you read through it so you get a better understanding. But essentially, the plate will still be screwed into the top case, but there will be gaskets in between the plate and the top case, and also between the plate and the metal pieces used to secure the plate to the top case. There are two variants of the Me TKL, a standard version and a special edition. The differences between the two versions, other than the price point, is that the special edition will include pour-on plate foam, an internal silicone pad, a bottom plate, and front and side decorative components. The regular Me TKL is really great value at $285, while the special edition is $120 more, at $405. Though with how boards are being priced lately, I really don't think that is too much to ask for a TKL. One thing to keep in mind is that if you choose the special edition, which comes with the front and side decorative components, it will be a random color. Due to community concern, it appears that Matrix Labs is now reconsidering this, and is choosing more normal colors, like black, silver, or gray, so it won't be as hard to match colors. This board is another reason why I'm on the fence for the Space 80, especially since both are TKLs. Space 80 looks really nice and has a typing sound that I do like, but the Me TKL has a lower price and much more color options that I can pair with sets that I have coming in the future. For example, one of the colors available for the group buy is Blurple, which I can then pair up with GMK Blurple. There's still time for me to decide, but as for a general recommendation, if you're looking to pick up your first TKL, this is definitely a good option. PBT Ichigo is a keycap set from a new keycap manufacturer called Milky Way Keys. This keycap set was announced as a pair with PBT02, due to the fact that both sets are inspired by Darling and the Franxx. This led to a bit of controversy as there's already a GMK set called GMK Darling, which is another set inspired by that anime. Zerpocalypse did make a comment on the thread, but didn't really say much as to whether they approved the set or not. However, they did want to make it extremely clear that the PBT02 set was not a collaboration between them and Milky Way Keys. I don't think I really want to get into this for the video, because I don't want to stretch the length of this video, and I'm not completely sure how I feel about it, but I thought I would just include this information to inform people. That being said, even though the two sets have the same source material, they do look different. Of course they do share some similarities, but I think that both are different enough where you wouldn't mistake one for the other. PBT Ichigo and PBT02 will have separate group buys sometime in September, but as for now, there's currently a pre-order going for PBT Ichigo. The set will cost $100 for all 3 kits, base, novelties, and space-bars, and is supposed to arrive in 1 to 2 months. Because the pre-order is from the China group buy, the layout will be different compared to the international group buy that will occur later, with also a 1 to 2 month lead time. Overall, I think the set looks nice, and the price is really good considering what you're getting for it. The biggest concern that I think most people will have regarding the set is quality. Because Milky Way's Keys is a really new vendor, there isn't a catalog of sets that people can reference to see how they've turned out. There are pictures and videos on their Discord that they've posted where you can see how the set looks, but for some people, that might not be enough. For me, I did decide to join in on this group buy, because if they can pull it off, I think that this might be the start of a new keycap manufacturer that can provide nice keycaps at a great price. I'll probably make a video reviewing the keycaps when I get them, but for those of you who are on the fence, I think it's perfectly normal to be hesitant and apprehensive due to the lack of prior history. If you have a lot of doubts, I would wait for August where people should be getting their keycaps and see what they say about them. If there are positive reviews, you can consider joining in the group buy in September, where the price will also be slightly cheaper due to the fact that it's a group buy and not a pre-order.